Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. We're going to talk about tabletop gaming. We're going to talk about Hasbro. We're going to talk about Wizards of the Coast and of course Dungeons and Dragons. So there was a call today and Hasbro finally spoke out about the impact of the OGL debacle on their bottom line. It was a very corporate conversation that they had. Chris Cox spoke out. Now, I don't think Cynthia Williams, who is the one who I think made the call on the OGL 1.1, was present, but they did say that there was no significant damage to their bottom line. Of course, there isn't, because it wouldn't show up probably until the next quarter. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Hasbro's losses. They post a $129 million loss amid layoffs as it looks for an Entertainment One buyer. Entertainment One is their movie division, and they're betting heavily on Entertainment One to make movies like the DnD movie, Honor Among Thieves, which I don't think is going to do very well at the box office. I could be wrong, but I really don't get the feeling that anybody is excited for this movie, and every trailer looks very boring. It looks like something you'd see on Netflix. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about how the OGL controversy turbocharged sales of virtually every other tabletop RPG. Again, just to bring that up, like they actually made their own worst enemy. They actually made more competition. And speaking of competition, I did mention offhandedly in another video that we are going to be launching our own tabletop RPG game engine. Eventually, we're working on it. We put a team together last year. It's still several months away, but go to adventureengine.net. That's adventureengine.net. Any guesses as to what it's actually called? Yeah. And sign up to get notified. And you can also follow Adventure Engine on Twitter. Here's the Twitter account. There it is, AE Game Official, because somebody else took Adventure Engine for some travel site or something. I don't know. But we're working on the trademark for tabletop. So yeah, there you go, guys. We are going to be bringing you more details about it pretty soon-ish. We'll see how it goes. But we don't want to unveil anything unless we think it's show ready. That's what they say at Disney, show ready. So again, that's adventureengine.net. Let's talk about Hasbro. Hasbro CEO on DnD fiasco coming from Polygon. We misfired on the OGL, but have since course corrected. Revenues were not significantly impacted by cancellations of D&D Beyond, according to Charlie Hull at Polygon. It's one of the few actually pretty okay reporters, I think, over at Polygon. I think he's all right. There's a lot of damage control being done right now, though, especially with the Kyle Brink comments the other week. Hasbro CEO Chris Cox told investors that the organized protest against changes to the Dungeons & Dragons OGL, specifically the mass cancellation of D&D Beyond accounts, will have little to no impact on Wizards of the Coast's bottom line in 2023. The comments were made during a previously scheduled call with investors on Thursday. We misfired on updating our open game license. Cox said, we have since course corrected and are delivering a strong outcome for the community in game. Yeah, good luck with that, because everybody's leaving. When a leaked version of the draft of the licensing agreement, some people said it was actually ready to sign. It wasn't just a draft. Known as the OGL, appeared online. Fans organized under the Open D&D hashtag. Many urged customers of D&D Beyond, the digital platform for Dungeons & Dragons, to cancel their subscriptions. The logic was that by hurting Hasbro financially, reducing revenue on a strategic digital platform expected to be the foundation of One D&D, fans would gain leverage against the proposed changes to the OGL. The controversy did make international headlines, and that pressure in part appears to have resulted in a significant portion of D&D's lore and its rule set entering public domain. According to Cox, it does not appear to have substantially impacted the earnings for the D&D brand in 2023. They wouldn't know yet, would they? Because they're going to be a month or two behind on reporting that. We had some subscription cancellations, but they were comparatively minor in the totality of both the D&D profit and loss and Wizards profit and loss. Cox went on to add that in contacting those users who did cancel their subscriptions, the company found that a lot of them are very open to restarting their subscriptions. So Hasbro bought D&D Beyond in April of 2022. Huge mistake, I think, to sell that, but money talks. And Cox said Thursday his organization has since made good on its investment with around 20% user growth in 2022. It's a great platform, it's a good value, and it's something that's been a good growth factor for us. These statements were made during Hasbro's quarterly earnings call and on the heels of a spectacularly bad news cycle for the Rhode Island-based game and toy giant in November. Analysts at Bank of America accused the company of destroying the long-term value of Magic the Gathering, killing the golden goose by overprinting cards, including a set of 60 random reprinted cards that retailed for $1,000. The white paper resulted in a rare double downgrade of the company's stock. While the OGL situation has settled down somewhat, consumer sentiment appears anecdotally to be in flux. Much of the D&D's brand's future will depend on the success of the upcoming movie, Honor Among Thieves. Good luck with that. I haven't seen anybody excited about this movie, really. In fact, the only excitement I've seen around the D&D brand as far as toys and merchandise go are classic Dungeons & Dragons toys. These are great. They're actually doing the second series of the cartoon characters, but again, windowless packaging. You don't know what they actually look like inside, and who knows? They probably don't look this good, but still, that's what people want. And they're doubling, tripling down on the classic cartoon characters. And all they had to do is give us a movie based on the cartoon that was as good as that Brazilian car commercial. But we're not gonna get that. But they're saying that a lot of the brand's future depends on this movie, and I don't think it's going to do well. They said, meanwhile, employee discontent at Wizards is simmering, and smaller competitors are having a field day pitching themselves as more ethical alternatives to D&D. I don't know about more ethical, but there it is. There are going to be a lot of options for people who want to play tabletop. And again, these game companies, competitors, Pathfinder and Kobold Press, they've seen massive upticks in sales because everybody's decided that they don't want to just tether themselves to D&D. And I think that's smart. I think that this needed to happen years ago, when it was obvious that, Wizards of the Coast was a Hasbro entity, and Hasbro is going to Hasbro, right? But yeah, let's talk about this. They posted a $129 million loss amid layoffs as it looks for Entertainment One buyer. They're trying to sell Entertainment One off, and that's the company that produced the D&D movie. They said it's on track to sell a majority of Entertainment One to reduce its film and TV production footprint. Now, that was Cox's predecessor, Brian Goldner. He was all about TV. And I don't think the movies are going to do that well. I mean, I'm looking at the new Transformers movie, the trailer, and it looks like hot trash. It looks like another Bayformers movie. Bumblebee was actually very, very good. I love Bumblebee. If Bumblebee had been the setup for a proper G1 Transformers movie franchise, I'd be 110% on board. But it's like we had Bumblebee, and now we're jumping right into the Beast Wars, kinda, but with a lot of Bayformery going on, and Wheeljack looks really bad. Anyway, not excited about that one. I don't think it's going to do crazy good either. They said on Thursday, Hasbro posted a loss of $129 million against a year earlier profit of $82.2 million on revenues down 17%, which missed on a sales estimate of $1.72 billion, according to FactSet. The adjusted earnings per share came to $1.31, which missed an estimate of $1.33. So they definitely are in trouble. They are in trouble. Our sales process for the majority of E1 film and TV is well underway, with a strong interest in those valuable assets. We expect to have an update in the second quarter, said Chris Cox. They laid off 15% of their staff. A lot of people complaining about the quality control at Hasbro these days, not just D&D, not just Wizards of the Coast, but the toys. A lot of people complaining about the toys. And that's the one thing they should do better than anybody else. And a lot of collectors are complaining about their toys. The quality is lacking. During the fourth quarter, film and TV revenue fell 10%, reflecting lower film revenues from fewer new releases in 2022. The unwinding of the company's 2019 acquisition, they just bought it a couple of years ago, acquisition of E1 amid a strategic review of the overall toy-making business includes the earlier sale of E1 Music and the exit from Secret Location, a virtual reality studio. Hasbro is going to keep its family content business, and like rival Mattel is expected to rely on production deals with studios and streamers. They should have just stayed on that path. That's what they used to do. They used to work with like Marvel and Sunbow and, you know, Mainframe and let them make the shows. You oversee it, but let them make the stuff, because you're a toy company, not a movie studio, right? And they got too big for their britches. But everything, yeah, everything is contingent on this Honor Among Thieves, which I think looks like crap. And I have to wonder if it doesn't do well, because he said, you know, the future of the brand depends on that movie. If it doesn't do well, would they consider selling Wizards of the Coast? Would they consider selling off Dungeons and Dragons? This has been rumored for like 4 or 5 years now. The Hasbro was actually getting ready to divest themselves of you know, RPGs, of tabletop gaming. I don't know if they would. I mean, it makes a lot of money, but you know, they could use the money from the sale to bankroll their toy company and get the toy company firing on all cylinders again. I have no idea. I just know that the brand is absolutely positively damaged. I think it's going to take a long time for them to repair that damage, and I don't know if they ever will fully recover from it. I'm going to wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.